looking for vintage things when I go thrifting, and today I'm going to show you 3 thrift stores that I've been to. 2 of them I went to the other day. One was Goodwill, the other one is the Habitat store, and the Habitat for Humanity store is in Bellevue, Washington, and I'm also going today to a new one called Bella Voice. I heard great things about that store, that they have a lot of vintage things. Join me today as I go shopping, so stay tuned. You know that today is going to be a good day, because no matter where I go, I find something amazing. This isn't vintage, but boy, I'll tell you, it looks so cozy, especially on a back deck or a porch. And I don't know, $299 for that. I think that includes the table as well. But this is up my alley. It looks old-fashioned, and it's $100. And what I really liked was that today, all of these things are on sale. After my experience going to the Habitat store in Linwood, I have high expectations of finding good things. Like this oil painting. They're asking $5. It has a huge red pear. But what was amazing was this fine art. This is General John Lee Adams, and online this is worth $80 to $100. I am really liking that frame. Here's something really pretty. There are pink flowers. But the best one I found was this one of this lady. I couldn't see a price on it, but she looks so elegant and regal. It is called Mafalda Lady in Blue. I seen it on eBay for $90. And here is another old looking find. It is a Jubilee iron, and I have never seen one like this before. And the fact that it's priced pretty high, in my opinion, makes me wonder if it's worth a lot more than that. And it is. After I looked it up on Google Lens, it is worth $100. But look at this dresser. I always love looking at old handles. They don't make things like this anymore. It has the dovetail drawers, and I love the top of this mirror, and it has such pretty wood. That's why antiques intrigue me. Some of them are over 100 years old and they still are in good condition. I think that is so amazing. What I'm about to show you is so incredible. Google Lens says they look like Chippendale chairs. In real life, these chairs feel like high class. It is a gold fabric with silver leaves. I mean, look at this. And check this out. It comes with a whole set of 8 chairs with arms. That would be $400 for all those chairs. And I don't think this table goes with it. It doesn't look like the same wood. I mean, look at this. How often do you find beautiful chairs like this? Especially for cheap. I can't get over how beautiful they are. I have never seen anything like it. I mean, look at the arm. It looks like brass. And next to it is another set of chairs and table. Another incredible find, because under here, the wood is outstanding. I think it's been covered by this the whole time, so there are probably no scratches. Even the seats on these chairs have no stains, and it comes with these extensions, and it's $300 for all of this. That would be so pretty for the holidays. And here is a beautiful table. I love the lion handles. This one is a drawer, and it's dovetail. That kind of helps to see if it's really vintage. It's hard to tell, but the wood has a really pretty grain, and it's $70. The lion handles are around the entire table. It looks like it's missing one. I found another little table, and let's see, it is $30, and I noticed that this color is on sale. The table folds down into thirds. There were a lot of really really nice rugs. But what I noticed were these doormats. These can be pretty expensive. They're wanting $12 for each. I really like the ones here. Let me tell you, these would make a big statement on my porch. I could see putting Christmas trees inside with twinkling lights, but the price is kind of expensive to me. And it says one of the bases is broken, but these were great finds. I really like the mirror. It's $150. And I don't know if these pieces go together because that mirror looks so different from the dresser. It looks a little more new, in my opinion. And of course, I love looking at the lighting. This one is so pretty. It has an oil bronze look. And now I'm headed to my all-time favorite store. It is Goodwill in Redmond, Washington. I am showing you the best things I find here, like this twill chair. Definitely a lounge chair. I could see this in a bedroom or by the fireplace. And I noticed down here it has a little skirt and some tuft buttons. And I really love that pattern of the Victorian lady and gentleman. And these chairs definitely have that really neat vintage look. And the fabric is so pretty. But the best part is the price. That would be $45 for all 3 chairs. Where else could you find things like this for that price? I didn't find a lot of things here, but I'm telling you, it is always nice to come across a white picture. And on the bottom, it has a model number. Google Lens says it could be vintage. And you know what? For $8, that is a really good deal for that. It is so pretty. Now this one didn't have the lid. It is an Ashland teapot, and it actually came with a teacup that goes underneath. And I just really like the pattern. I was trying to see if the lid was on the bottom of the shelf there, but I couldn't find it. But I thought that was a really neat find. And here is a really tiny creamer. And on the bottom, it says Rosenthal, Germany. Google Lens dates this piece from after 1891. I never would have known that if I didn't look that up. And I remember seeing something similar to this that was a celery holder. I wonder what this one is. It is a lot smaller. And look at all of these teacups. It is a mess. I'm surprised they're not falling over. But what I am noticing is this one here. It is so sweet. At first glance, it looks like a lady and gentleman dancing. And on the bottom, it says Swedish national costumes. It's hard to see with the tape on the bottom. And let's see, it is $5.99. You can see it better on the other side, like the pattern of the saucer. That was an unexpected find. And then way in the back here, I am noticing this cup. It is hard to dig through here. Okay, I think I got it. I think that was worth it. Let's see. It is $3.99, and on the bottom it says dishwasher safe. It isn't vintage, but I'll tell you, it sure is pretty, don't you think? And up here on the corner is a cloche for $10. Looks like it has a copper bottom. And these look like cups, but I think these are miniature bowls. You could probably use these for desserts, or you could even put plants in that. And not only did I find one, but I found a second one. And then as I was looking, I found a third one. I love it when I find sets like this. And then I found this huge pitcher that looks like a shell. The handle looks like it's hand painted, and it's hard to see, but it has an iridescent look to it. I'm trying to find the price, and it is $19.99. But isn't that unique? This would be great during the summertime. I could see this decorated by itself. I really like the design of this one. I was debating on getting it. And I found some more teacups. I love it when they display things. This one is a huge set. This is Left on China from 1987. I love the sage green with the pink flowers and that gold handle. It looks like each piece is priced separately. This one is $5.99. This is the best part of my job, is looking at fabulous things like this. I don't buy everything I show you. It definitely is hard sometimes to say no, as you can probably imagine. And now I'm taking you to a new thrift store that I've never been before. I heard great things about this store. Right away, I was welcomed by this cozy sofa. And yes, that was $70. I love the rose pattern. It has this piping on the edge. That is a nice contrast. I mean, look at that. Looks like you can sink inside of that sofa, doesn't it? And I thought for a moment that this was similar to that. It is $10. It has a different pattern, so I'm thinking it's not, but it's cozy as well. And then I noticed this lamp. What I really love is that base. And there was a matching one behind me on this shelf. But I have to show you this clock. The light is so bright in here, it is really hard to see the wood. I mean, look at that. It is so pretty, and that price is pretty good. And this table isn't vintage, but it has a farmhouse look. And for $20, you can't beat that. I really love the Pottery Barn look. This has that very similar look. Very traditional, and it has the worn edges and the chunky legs. Very nice. Are you guys ready? I'm about ready to show you incredible finds. Whenever I take you shopping, I only want to show you guys the best things I come across. Otherwise, this video would be so long. This one caught my eye. It's $10. It's made in Japan. Google Lens says it is a Tremont ware decorative plate. To me, it looks like a bowl, doesn't it? So anyway, here's another find. It has the delicate blue flowers, and it's $3.99. On the back, it gives me the impression it was hand painted. It definitely has a vintage look, doesn't it? So I'm not sure. I was stumped on this one too. It looks vintage. It looks hand painted until I looked it up on Google Lens. It is Left on China, and it is worth $18. Who knew? But I'm going to show you this really pretty Victorian lady. She's dressed up for winter, and she has the most beautiful pink winter coat on. Her hands are in a warm muff. This one is a Left on China and was produced between 1946 and 1954. This is my second favorite find so far. I have another one I'm going to show you in just a moment. Here are a couple crystal candlesticks. I found out that these are Mark R.O. Matchman vintage candle holders. They are $2.99 each. They sell between $30 to $60 in various places online. It is so good to find out how much things are worth so that you can know that you are getting a really good deal when you go thrifting, when you put value on things. And that's why I am telling you the prices that I see online versus the prices at a thrift store, because you can own a treasure for cheap. I wouldn't even know what things are if I didn't look it up. Like this beautiful vase. It is a Bavaria milk glass with painted flowers, made between 1946 and 1956. I never would have known that. But guess what? I found something so amazing. I was not even expecting this at all. Of course, I am looking for fall things to decorate my home. This has the orange that I'm looking for, but as you can see, there are some beautiful chairs, which I'll show you in just a moment. This one is $4.99. But look at this. Isn't that sweet? And as you know, I collect cherub things. So this was my favorite find of the day, and I did buy it and take it home. I will show you how I style it later on. First, I have to show you this decanter. It is so pretty. I love that there are different shapes. This one is $6.99. And my favorite part about this one is the stopper on top. It is so big and absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And here is a cow creamer. I have found a few while thrifting. This one is $3. I love dishes like this because they are so pretty when you serve guests when they come over. It just makes for an elegant table. You can see using this for pickles or different kinds of nuts. This one's neat. It has a handle, which makes it easy to carry. I am sure this one is probably used for something specific. If you know, I'd love for you to share. Now, silver has a certain feel. You can tell when something's real or if it's plated. This one is $1.99, but it feels really light. I love the way it looks. It has little feet on the bottom. I'm carrying around that vase. I haven't gotten a cart yet because this is the only thing I found so far. This one is $5, and I'm telling you, the overhead lights are very bright. Now this one behind here intrigued me because I can see this used for so many things, especially decorating, especially for Christmas. I can see evergreens put in there with some pine cones. It could also be a serving dish, but this is the one that feels really heavy. I think this is real silver. It's $1.99. I learned that there are markings on the back and you have to look really close. Now I'm in the baking area and I've seen this. It's very, very heavy. It is $6.99, but I like that it can be used for a cake, but you also could use it for Jell-O. And here is a really pretty plate. I have seen this patterned many times. The marking on the back was covered up. Now these ones are a serving tray. You can put a teacup in the indent there on the corner. Great for parties. It is a Noritake china, but this is so beautiful. I just have to show you. It has gold trim and the most pretty design. On the bottom it says Keikusui. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look at this. It comes with some bowls. It has a really pretty yellow edging. This one actually comes with a set of 8, as you can see here. And then there's these little bowls. There is a set of 5 for $3 each. That would be $15 for all of those little bowls. Look at this. I've seen these before. They are $4 each. The marking says Swords and Hammer, made in Germany, and there are different ones. It looks like there's a set of 6 of them here, so that would be about $24 for all of those. They are so colorful. I think this one's my favorite one with that purple color. Now I'm gonna look at this one back here. Sometimes you can't tell what things are until you look at them up close. This is a Gibson and it's dishwasher safe, and it's $1.99. I love the pink roses on the edges. I think it looks really simple. Now here is one more thing in the crystal area that I almost overlooked. But do you guys see how it sparkles and shines? It is like a piece of jewelry. I could see putting tea sandwiches on top for a tea party. This one as well. It's so fancy and it's so thick. And can you believe that is $2.99? Could you buy that at any other store for that price? Besides Goodwill, of course. I think I really like this store. I heard they had great things here, and they were right. One of the things I'm looking for when I'm thrifting is a grain mill. I almost thought I saw one here. Looks very similar. It's actually a juicer, I think. Grain mills are so expensive, and I'm hoping to find it for cheap, but I don't know. Now this one, let's see, is $15. Another thing I want to find is a bread maker. I have seen those at Goodwill before. Now talk about teacups, look at this. And I found some really neat ones I want to show you. I don't want to make this too long, so check this out. It is a delicate sugar bowl. And look at this. It is made in Bavaria. It is $6.99. But look at this. It says St. Clair 1924. I love when I see dates on things. And do you guys remember that cup that we seen earlier? It looked a lot like this one. It is $1. This one is a Duchess, and it has some really pretty yellow flowers on the front. Now I own a collection of heritage cups that I love so much, and it looks a lot like this. Well, let me see. It is Johnson Brothers, made in England, for $2.99 for the cup and saucer set. I really like the way this looks. It is simple and white, and it's different from other teacups that I've seen. Look at that, there is a whole collection down there. And I'm also noticing this here, another coffee cup. It matches. And I'm noticing this blue one here in the corner. Blue and white just go so well together. And let's see, I'm going to try and turn it over. Okay, so it is $4. There was no visible marking because of the price tag on top of it. And then back here is another really nice with a flower on the sides. This is made in China, which means that it's not vintage. Isn't it good to know what things are? I love that. Decorating my home with vintage things has been a life-changing thing for me, because when I hold something old in my hands, it reminds me of a different time when things were slower. And I think that's a desire of many people who want a more simple life, and the only one that can change it is ourselves. We are the only one that can change our life, to live a more simple life. Well, I noticed the salt and pepper shaker. I have seen these at antique stores, and what really sold me on this is it looks like real silver on top. And the other thing that sold me was, guess what? It is really cheap. They are $1.99 for both, so I am taking these home. Since you know I love vintage things, I seen this cookbook. My mom had one when I was younger, and I would sit and just look through the pages at all the pictures, and that is my hope, to find an old one like that. The copyright of this one is 1989. As you can see, there are some pictures in here. I think I'm going to take this home and look over some of the recipes in here, and I think that what really drew me was that it costs $2.99. So this one's coming home with me as well. The book aisle got really crowded, and so I moved to the end of the aisle and came across this really pretty vase. It has gold feet, and look, it is $12.99. Hold on, this is upside down. I thought, okay, let's look at this right. It says Bavaria. I am wondering if this is also painted milk glass. That is so pretty. Okay, so this area cleared out from people browsing, and I was just noticing some really old books here. This one has a little stain on the front, but that's okay because I'm not going to be looking at the front. This is a Winston dictionary, and what's really neat, that it was copyrighted in 1946. So this is really old. And it is $3.99. So it'd be perfect to add with my collection of books. And this one is just an amazing book to look through. I homeschooled our son, and we read through this, and it was so much fun. I felt like I was learning as well. I went to public school and didn't learn things like this. It is called The History of Art, and you know what? It is $3.99 as well. And then here's a concordance, and one of the things you can do, you can look at what the book looks like under the cover and just display that on a shelf. That really changes the look, doesn't it? That's just an idea. You can do that with books that you already have and take off all the covers to give them a unified look sometimes. And this one is $2.99. I didn't take that one home. This is what I am taking home today. And I'm excited to take you with me to see how I style things. But first, as I was leaving, I seen this Victorian lady. She's swinging on a tree. I think all of these things are collectibles because they're close to the cash register and they're very expensive. This one has a similar look to the figurines and it's $30. I have never seen a doll version of this. It has cute little boots. Wasn't that amazing? I love the things there. And I did end up purchasing, I showed you what was in my cart, and I will show you some of that styled in just a moment. But I also found something else, and this is recorded from a few days ago where I found an amazing find, and here it is. Today ended up being one of those days that didn't turn out as I expected. I'm showing you the best of the things I found, but you know what? I ended up going back to that Habitat store in Linwood, and look what I acquired. Isn't this pretty? Look at that. So anyway, I was thinking about this whole time, and I just love the way this looks like. Do you see the lip? I don't know. So this is the only thing I found on my trip today, and I'm so glad that I found it. It made it worth it all. So now I'm going to show you guys how I styled my finds from this week in my home. After all that shopping, it feels so good to be home. And now I'm going to show you that beautiful vase with the cherubs. I placed it here on my dining room table alongside some dried orange hydrangeas that I found at Hobby Lobby. This is what I was imagining in my mind when I was at the store. It has the orange for fall, and yet it looks vintage and it has the cherubs. And I love the way it looks here. And you will not believe that most of the things here I got from a thrift store. And yes, I even got the Scales of Justice for $8. And I placed the salt and pepper shaker here alongside this Godinger candle holder that I got at Goodwill. I also styled that little pitcher. I put some fall flowers inside of it and made it a central focal point here on the hutch. I just love the way it looks. It's so pretty. I'm showing you how I styled it here. And then alongside of it, I placed this little green pumpkin and propped it up on its side. It just adds a simple fall touch. I got these handkerchiefs at a thrift store and that gold cherub holder from Goodwill, this leaf bowl, and most of these white ironstone dishes and pitchers are added things that I have found over time. I did a lot of research on things that I love, finding a style, and only choosing those things that complement what I already have. It's been a process, and little by little I am creating my dream home. I am so glad you came along. Thanks for watching.